Ladies and gentlemen, honoured guests, good afternoon and welcome to Elstree Studios to this very special occasion, the official launch of the Kenneth Williams Companion. Now, this unique reference book is the first work of its kind to document the complete career, detailing all stage, radio, television, audio recordings, and film work of the late, great Kenneth Williams. Kenneth was a prolific performer, as you've probably guessed by the weight of that book. Yes. He is known... I know, he's a knockout, isn't it? He is known to millions for his performances in the Carry On films, as well as his radio and television work, though his career was extensive and varied. He worked with some of the greats, with Orson Welles in Moby Dick, alongside Joan Plowright and Gordon Jackson, as well as other productions with Maggie Smith, Edith Evans, and Ingrid Bergman. Peter Cook's first job, or one of his first jobs, was writing material for Kenneth to perform. The character we all know now as E.L. Whisty, I've Got a Viper in This Box, was of course first performed by Kenneth Williams. Yes, I have. It's not an asp, I've got a viper in this box. And other writers such as Harold Pinter, Peter Shaffer, and Joe Orton sought him out and sought inspiration from this great man. In addition to all this, he was also one of the great diarists of the 20th century. Now, I am honoured to be here, or as the great man himself would have said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I say, what a great honour it is for you to have me." Yes, no, I like to do the hair myself, you see, yes. I don't think other people really appreciate it. I've got hair like spun gold, I have. It really is lovely. I hope they're getting it in the light there, you see. Now, I said to the makeup girl earlier, she wasn't exactly easy with the flattery, I can tell you. I said, not a lot of makeup, you know, just a touch-up, you see, just a touch-up to cover up the acne. I'm ablazing with the acne, you see, just a touch-up. She said, touch-up, you're more of a paper-hanging job. I mean, it's a bit much, isn't it, really? Yes. No, the ego was definitely around the ankles. I said to her, I'll have you know, I'm a cult figure. I am. I'm one of the biggest cults you'll find round here, I can tell you, yes. She said, yes, you'll probably attract a cult audience. Yes. Yes, I wonder what sort of a house I'll get. You're very good so far, by the way, I will say that for you, yes. I think it'll be a cross-section of the glamorous show business types, people in the know, you know, that sort of thing, a few pros. Hope there are a few ladies in pretty dresses. I always think that's glam, a few ladies in pretty dresses. You're looking lovely, by the way, Lorraine, yes, very nice, yes. Look at the Buchomi, yes, oh, lovely, yes. People who have an appreciation for the finer things in life. I certainly have to be one of them, I can tell you. Yes, you ain't kidding. Sorry about that. My inner Kenneth popping out again. You know the feeling, don't you, Robin? Good Lord, yes. So, yes, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by my inner Kenneth, I should probably introduce myself at this point because I know probably most of you by now are thinking, it's all very well, but this roadie's getting a bit up himself, quite frankly. My name is Colin Elmer, and I've had the pleasure over the last few years of appearing as Kenneth Williams on stage in Apollo Theatre's production of Round the Horn Live. Last year we mounted a one-man show, Cult Figure, celebrating the life of Kenneth in his own words. And I'm pleased to announce that later on this year, the same company, Apollo Theatre Company, will be producing The Goon Show Live, followed by next year, Hancock's Half Hour. Now, that's enough plugging. I am not the only Rent-A-Ken here today, as you've probably realised. He's been portrayed over the years by many actors, including Martin Sheen. Anyone? No, didn't think so. Chris Barry, Lance Percival, David Benson, James Hearn, and of course the wonderful, sublime, and quite frankly rather gorgeous Robin Sebastian over there. Sit down, right. This is my bit. Now, I'm sure Robin will probably agree with me on this, no he won't, that of all the roles that you do play in your career, portraying Kenneth Williams is a unique experience. Before you even open your mouth, as in other situations, people have their expectations. It's like the to be or not to be speech of the soliloquy in Hamlet. people already know it. They're already leaning forward in their seats, you see, with their bag of licorice all sorts, all a-trembling, a-waiting for what they get, whispering to each other, "Here, Esmeralda, do you think he's any good?" Yes. But for all that trepidation, the work that you put in, most of the time, pays off, and it really is wonderful. The warmth in an auditorium can be palpable. On the few occasions I've actually looked out into the auditorium, and obviously after the first 2 or 3 rows, the lighting fades and you can only see so many people. But just to see people laughing and smiling, and often with their eyes closed, as an actor, that's a bit bloody worrying, quite frankly, when you're sort of looking at going, "Oh God, this isn't going very well." But you realise that, hopefully, for the most part, they are closing their eyes and remembering 50 years ago, listening to the wireless and hearing all those wonderful voices for the first time and recaptured 50 years later. To quote the title of Kenneth's own children's book, "I only have to close my eyes." Now, hopefully, that's a similar feeling that brought you all here today. Today, the 15th of April, 2018, marks the 30th anniversary of the passing of Kenneth Williams. For those of you here that knew Kenneth personally, there will no doubt be moments of reflection and sadness for the friend and colleague that you miss. The pain now is part of the happiness then, as C.S. Lewis sort of said. That's the deal. But it's the happiness he brought to us millions of people that we celebrate here today in the form of Adam's book.